What's going on, good people? It is your girl Ray P back for another episode of the We Got Y'all podcast. And of course, I am not here on my own. I am here with my day one, A1 since day one, road dog, real friends, Fo and them, Kyron Richardson, aka K Rich. What's going on, Kyron?
Slow motion, Ray P. Always a pleasure be here with you,
For sure.
talking television and just doing anything in general. Rachel, man, she's
For
just a
sure.
incredible person to be around. But we back again, another episode of We Got Y'all, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
Appreciate all y'all for tuning in. As you see, we're covering Reasonable Doubt season 3. We're also covering the morning show on Apple TV Plus. So
Yes.
tune in for both of those. They will probably be releasing Saturday afternoons. As we go out through these, from now until I guess damn near Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So we'll be covering. I know, right? So we'll be covering both shows. Looking forward to it. I do want to make sure I give a shout out. We got a YouTube comment from our Black Real TV Awards,
Okay.
and of course it's from Lynn Vins.
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah, so enjoy many of these films and TV shows as well as the podcast. Great job, Rachel and Kyron. I've been listening while I work, but at times it's too busy to comment. Shout out to Black talent and Black work.
For sure. Absolutely.
Agree with you 100%. Rachel, how you feeling?
I feel good. It's the middle of September. Well, close to the end. I guess the last half of September. Only got 30 days. I feel good. I'm tired, but I'm here. We here, ready to talk TV with you. How are you feeling?
I'm doing well. It's kind of nuts. I was shout out to Bodie. I was on a walk with Bodie this morning and just couldn't believe that it is the middle of September.
Yeah.
And I'm already thinking about stuff that's going on in October. And it's like, how is it October already? It feels like the year just started. And here we are.
Yeah.
So trying to make each day count because it is flying by. And before we look up, it'll be my birthday. And then it'll be my birthday after that, and so on and so forth. It feels like, and I know we're not that close to March, but it feels like I just was in North Carolina.
I know. It's crazy.
And literally, we're gonna blink, and then it's gonna be time for your birthday again. So I don't know, but either way, I'm feeling good. Outside of all that, looking forward to talking about Reasonable Doubt with you. It's always interesting to get into a show that's been on, but we've never discussed in detail. I don't think we've ever discussed it in general.
In general, I don't think so either. I was just going to ask, did you watch it prior to us deciding?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, I watched it. Shout out to Spike Lee. Spike Lee got me hip to it. It was the one that said I should check it out.
Okay.
This and what's that other trash show? It's not trash. It's good, but it's trash. Man, these are terrible human beings.
Tell Me Lies.
If I ever went to college. Yes. Oh my goodness. I can't stop watching that show. I watched it already and I can't wait for the new season to come out. But those are terrible people. Terrible human beings. And I think about college, like, man, I'm glad I ain't hanging with nobody like this because this would have been awful.
For sure.
But it's so fascinating. I love stuff that's out my demographic.
For sure. I too am ready for Tell Me Lies. I was trying to think if I've ever hung around people that are like any of those people, and the answer is actually probably yes. But
I probably have, but I'm just not thinking about it. But they were like, if you never watched Tell Me Lies, it's based on like college age kids, I guess, for lack of better terms. And they do some cool flashback, flash forward, and in between. But it's not the college experience you had. They on some scandalous shit. And
it's crazy.
Y'all are terrible. All of y'all are awful. Like there's not one person that you can sit there and say you root for.
Oh, I don't know about that, but we'll get into it maybe.
All right. Yeah, maybe one day. One day. But Reasonable Doubt. How long have you been watching it? Did you watch it?
I've been watching Reasonable Doubt since season 1. So I'm surprised we hadn't actually discussed it before. Especially given both of our love for Jay-Z. So shout out to Reasonable Doubt season 3, back for another one. I've been on it, like I said, since season 1, and excited. Honestly, I was kind of torn, and I know that we haven't talked about it, but since it is on Hulu and all of the current Disney Plus climate, is a little tricky given the Jimmy Kimmel of it all. So I was
Yeah.
wondering if you were going to be like, are we going to stand fast?
Yeah, man. And so I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm glad
uh,
you mentioned that because that is something that I genuinely thought of.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then I also thought of, I don't know, I guess there's a little bit of hypocrisy, I guess, in that because there's so much you would have to like. There's so many other things that I use that I could easily turn around
Mm-hmm.
and do the same thing for. So it's almost to a point where Disney owns so much where
Yeah.
even our content would be down. And I don't think I'm gonna sound like Tabitha Brown in that
That's
Target
exactly what
video,
I was
but I
thinking.
don't want to not shine light on the actors
For
and
sure.
like Ramla Muhammad, who's the creator of the show, and all the writers, because it's very black. It's a very black
Mm-hmm.
show,
For
and
sure.
like similar to what Tabitha said, they didn't have anything to do with what's going on with their
Mm-hmm.
employers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's cool, just kind of highlighting that. But yeah, that's not a good look for Disney at all. Um, Wild times we live in,
For
like some
sure.
real wild times that we live in. And yeah, there are some things that I am going to stop using, like I cancel my ESPN and
Mm.
even Disney Plus because I'm not using it or anything. But we don't cover anything on Disney Plus. It is what it is. But I don't know, man. It's just
So you
kind of
just
crazy.
have Hulu separate?
Yeah, I just have Hulu separate.
Oh, I didn't even know you still could do that. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting. Got
yeah.
it.
But yeah, reasonable doubt, as we mentioned. Um, what did you think? Because we're jumping into season 3, but we both watched seasons 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't going to be like a recap of what led us to here, so I'm sure we will reference things from season 1 and 2 as we get into it. But do you have a favorite season of the two? Favorite storyline, anything of that nature? Favorite moment? I know exactly what my favorite moment is in the entire series so far, and it's going to be such a nigga thing.
Okay, I can't say that I do, but I think I liked season 2 a little better, or a little more, not necessarily better than season 1. I can't really pinpoint a moment that I would count as my favorite, but clearly you have. Did you do a rewatch?
No, I did not do a rewatch of this.
Okay.
I thought about it, but I did not because it was just talked about time. I'm not sure where I'm not sure where it was. I want to say it was earlier this year when I
Mm-hmm.
actually binged both seasons.
Okay.
Like it was either late 2024 or very, very early this year. So I didn't necessarily
Okay.
think I needed a rewatch because I was in that world when I was actually
Got
watching
it.
it.
Got it.
I do believe I like season 1 maybe a little bit more, and I think a lot of that has to do with Sean Patrick Thomas and not
Okay.
knowing he played that role so well,
Mm-hmm. You love him.
and just I'm a huge like 100% should be a much bigger. He should be one of those actors you just see pop up in a ton of different things.
Mm-hmm.
But he did his thing, and of course, I'm gonna mess this up. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna mess this up. Emayati Cornali.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that was not my first time. I've been familiar with her, but seeing her as a lead
Yeah.
and seeing her really carry the show and seeing the way she embodies somebody like Jax.
Mm-hmm.
And even the show exploring her individuality
Mm-hmm.
and her,
Freedom.
kind of, yeah, her freedom into doing what she wants to do. And just the inside look of her and Lewis's marriage. But my favorite moment was definitely when, I forget, was it Corey? It's Corey Morris Chestnut's character.
Yes.
I just remember him coming to the house, snapping on Jackson. That nigga Lewis turned around the corner like, "Hey, nigga, like you got me fucked up, bro." Hey, that whole scene was pretty much comedy, just because I felt him. I felt him. Like to walk in. I thought about it, to walk in another man. If I was to walk in another man's house and
Mm-hmm.
snap on his wife, I would be disappointed if that nigga ain't checking. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
once my emotions calm down, I would think like, oh, he has every right to check me. He might even deserve to slap me if I come in there wilding out in your home. Like, bro, are you crazy?
For
So the
sure.
fact that he stood up for her like that, and we saw the whole, I won't say tumultuous, but we've seen the ups and downs in Jackson Lewis relationship, and they finally got
You
to a good
wouldn't say
space.
tumultuous?
Well, I'm thinking before. What I'm thinking is that happened in season 2 before we knew about the secret baby or the side baby.
Mm-hmm.
So up to that point, it was just regular marriage shit to me.
Okay.
And I'm just kind of figuring things out.
Okay.
It got tumultuous once, yeah. Once Tony and you with somebody we know, like you wild on
For
those.
sure.
But I did like season 1 and season 2 was good. The who done it of it all, like right before it. Here's what I enjoy. I don't like predicting things
Mm-hmm.
because I watch so much TV. I watch so many films that if you're not creative, it's easy to see where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching that season 2 finale and thinking it wasn't until right before they did like the recap of what happened. Oh, the daughter did it. So
Yeah.
they do a good job of making sure they mask everything, and that's part of the show and the direction. And of course, the Jay-Z of it all. Being a huge Jay-Z fan, every episode title is named after one of his songs. You see season 3, we have Feelin' It, Off Reasonable Doubt, and A Million and One Questions, which I low-key think it's in conversation for its best intro.
Okay.
If you look now, streaming service is called Intro Medley, but if you
Mm-hmm.
have the original copy, you know it's called A Million and One Questions. And then there's another side as well, second part to that intro. But let's get into it. Let's get into where we are in season 3 and where we kind of left off in season 2. So we know the big thing was Jax and Lewis got served papers. Lewis is played by McKinley Freeman. They got served papers from Tony. Vaguely mentioned it, but Tony was an associate of Jax. I think she was another parent at the school.
She's another parent at the school and their daughter's best friend's mother. One of her
Yes.
best friend's mothers.
Yes, and as Jax and Lewis are going through their marital woes, not divorcing, but just kind of figuring things out, taking some time and going from there. Tony and actually, Lewis had found out about Jax and some extramarital activities,
Mm-hmm.
and Lewis, fell into a warm lap, I guess, with Tony, and they had sex
Who
4
was
times.
also sleeping with one of their other friends.
Who was also sleeping with one of the other friends who I think she was, yeah. They're all in the same circle. So Tony
They're all,
just, if you're trying to get it popping, I don't know what it is about it. I don't know if it's that thrill of taking someone else's person. I don't know what it is. We don't know that much about Tony in order to discuss that part. However, they end up having Lewis shoots the club up.
yeah.
Wild. And they end up having a child named Jaden who unfortunately passes. I think he was born premature.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get served their papers that they're Tony finds them liable for the death. So we're kind of rolling into season 3 from this point. So what were your overall thoughts on the episode, Rachel, as we get this season started? And just for reference, there are 2 episodes that Hulu dropped. So just want to make sure we have that clear as well.
For sure. I really, really enjoyed episode 1, Feeling It. I liked episode 2, but episode 1 I thought came out swinging as far as a season 3 premiere goes. As you said, we come back and we don't know how we're going to be left because yes, Jax and Lewis have essentially reconciled. Jax has made peace with the fact that this baby is here, and then now this baby is dead. And to end the season with the papers being served, with the lawsuit essentially being served, we open up the season and there is something blissful, quote unquote, about a reconciliation. When you and your partner, when you do spin the block and essentially get that old thing back or get that old feeling back, Jax and Lewis are sexing like rabbits. It is of no surprise to me that also in grief for Lewis, they have found each other again. Like you said, the relationship was tumultuous in season 1 and definitely in season 2. And so now here we are, this couple, this sexy couple, this very attractive, rich power couple finding their way back to love. We do see that their son has gone away to some music school and it's just the daughter that is left there.
Can I pause you real quick?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring this up at all. We start this season with we get a flashback to 6 months earlier because the season technically starts with Jax knocking on the door, which I
Mm-hmm.
believe is her daughter's door. Can't remember if she said a name.
She didn't.
And obviously whoever's door she's knocking on,
Mm-hmm.
horror is on the other side.
Right.
So and then we get 6 months early. So I just wanted to shout that out just because you mentioned the daughter, and it's something I've been thinking about.
For sure. I think my initial thought on the first watch was that it was the daughter's room.
Mm-hmm.
Howsoever, I think that that would be too much too soon, like to
I
open
just
us
talked,
up to that.
yeah, and I just talked about how they don't. Even when you think you know, you really don't. It's not
For
until
sure.
the final moment. So I don't think they would have just
For sure.
told us that
Or
up front without the story. Yeah,
even if it is the daughter's room, maybe it's not the daughter.
exactly.
Hmm.
So there's
So,
some kind of twist there.
so very interesting. So we come back to this couple who's reignited their chemistry, their love for each other. We see them be affectionate in a way that we hadn't seen, and also that the children hadn't seen, because they are used to their parents essentially being at odds, and for a good portion of the series were living essentially separated,
Mm-hmm.
or not sharing a marital bed. We go to this litigation,
Mm-hmm.
and there is something very different about Jax is the HBIC. We've known that for the last 2 seasons. Howsoever, for me, I'm looking like Jax has a little bit more, I don't want to say bravado, but a little bit more dip on her chip than what we're used to seeing her with. Not that
Yeah.
she shouldn't be confident, but I was a little taken aback. I'm like, oh, Jax is feeling herself. And also, we know you didn't mention Corey at the top. She and Corey did win their case, as to which he's
Mm-hmm.
been awarded basically a black law award, or
Yeah.
a black excellence award. I think
Yeah.
that's what
One
it
of
was.
the yeah. Yeah.
So we see this, and Jax is entering, but we see that the tenure. I'm sorry, I'm skipping two different. I was about to mend two different cases,
Things.
two different scenes. So we're at this litigation. Lewis and Jax together, a united front with Tony and her lawyer. And we learned that it has essentially been 2 years since Jaden passed, and they've been in litigation since this for this entire time. And Jax has gone through 3 lawyers because she is a badass lawyer. She's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. And you're also not about to sun me. You're not about to extort me and my husband. Yes, I'm sorry that your child died. I truly, truly am. Howsoever, you're a victim. This is something traumatic that has happened, but it didn't just happen to you. It also happened to my husband, with
Mm-hmm.
whom you were sharing this child with. And Tony, like many, like, I think, I don't know if I would be like this, but it is no surprise that she is a woman scorned, essentially,
Yeah. Of
because
course.
she is somebody who was already the single mother in the crew. Everybody else is married, whether the marriages are quote unquote good or not. She's the only one that we see who's been by herself this entire time, except for when she's with somebody else's husband. So here I am. Here I am, me in my lonesome, broken heart. And here you are showing up as this united front, your family still intact, while mine is
Mm-hmm.
completely blown apart. Because remember, Jax and Lewis have kept this between them. I mean, the friends know, but the children don't. So all they know is that mom and dad are back together. Shit is weird because now they're kissing and touching and hugging every 2 seconds. But here is Tony left alone to pick up the pieces and her broken heart and deal with the grief essentially alone. Because while, yeah, her family knows that the baby died, but her life is the only one that's changed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that Lewis and Jax haven't been impacted by the death. Clearly they have. But here is Tony bearing the brunt. Here is Tony with the scarlet letter of it all, holding the grief bag by herself. So I'm going to make you pay. It's gone from 750,000 to essentially, I think the last number was 1.2 million.
1.5. She doubled it.
1.5 million. You're not getting it. You're not
Yeah.
getting it. And so Jax, she's a bulldog, as to which I am not mad nor surprised.
You talked about her bravado, and we
Mhm,
haven't gotten a billable bill yet.
mhm,
Joseph
which
support, but he talked to the partners behind Jack's backs, of course,
mhm,
and told her that her confidence sometimes is overconfidence,
mhm.
and I can see how it looks that way. But Jax isn't really wrong a lot. She's been wrong before,
Right,
but especially when it comes to law and
for
being a
sure.
lawyer, because it was interesting. There was a moment when they fired the lawyer. Jax fired him.
Mhm.
I don't want to say they. Jax fired the lawyer. And as they're walking out, Lewis said, "Don't you think we should have talked about it before?" And I'm sitting there. You know what? This is your lane. Like I don't really think there's much we need to talk about. And I know my wife. Like if
Mhm,
you, I know how you got to where you are. I know that you're the top lawyer that we could probably ask for. Is really if you weren't so busy, you would handle it full time. But you're trying to do
mhm.
the right thing and pass it off to someone else. But
The
you better be on
ethical
point.
thing.
The ethical thing as well, absolutely,
Mhm.
because there's 100. We see the emotions that are
Yeah.
run through there, and unfortunately, you won't get anything done. They're way far apart. Because I think she only offered 10K,
Mhm,
which is way. It's just gonna be one of those things. Um, but yeah, and we not only that, but her bravado in the boardroom,
mhm,
in the
mhm.
partners room during the meeting where they talk about Bill, and we first hear the mention of him about wanting to bring him on as a partner.
Yeah,
And I feel Jax because you got to earn your keep around here.
for sure.
And I'm gonna think about how y'all did me. That's the one thing that hmm, once you're in a circle or club
Mhm.
or have some say so about who's joining us,
Yeah.
right? Who's going to enter this room and sit amongst us? Um, you have to think, or it's natural and human to think about preferential treatment.
Mhm.
And does this person really belong, or is it
Yeah.
because you're trying to add to your boys' club?
Yeah.
Because I'm better than him. I understand he's billing all these hours and he's doing all this stuff, and great, he makes the company, he makes the firm money. We get that, but in that courtroom with little to no criminal experience,
Mhm.
can he go toe to toe? Will he still be billable Bill and win cases in that sense? We don't know. So if we don't know that, why are we already talking about moving him up to partner? Let's make
Mhm.
sure he gets his feet wet. It usually takes 7 years. Where at year 6, it took me 8, which is some bullshit that I still hold on to. That's
Yeah.
another story for another day. Like I'm not mad at her and her being able to, and that's one thing I've always loved about Jax. I'm the only black woman in this room, black person in this room, and
Mhm.
y'all not just about to. I'm not just about to smile and nod like everything's sweet.
For sure.
Like I'm gonna make sure that my one voice is heard throughout this entire thing.
You're absolutely right. And I want to ask you just briefly because it in this juncture, Bill is not necessarily insignificant, but not playing the role that we know that he will play. Or I guess we can't see it at first. But my question to you is who do you think Bill is to the other partners and why are they working to fast track his success? Because I think it's something that goes beyond just being the regular boys club.
I think that that's a great question. That's a great question. I think the main motivation is what I mentioned earlier: the money that he brings into the firm. But there's also something else that goes with it. I'm not sure if somebody's trying to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe the firms. I don't know if they're trying to acquire another firm. I don't know if they're trying to grow, get larger, want to kind of have a different face to maybe run different things. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure how that looks or why they're in such a rush for him. We know that he's pretty buttoned up. We know he's got the military background. I don't know. I don't know 100%. We know he got the black family. which it wouldn't almost it almost wouldn't surprise me because there's some he seems like the type that would just have a photo of that just to show Jackson I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't think he's crazy enough to because at some point your family got to come in the office or do something. So you're gonna
Right.
see them. So you're not gonna make that up completely. But he knows how to play the game. And he's up to something. We just don't know what it is yet.
He's for sure up to something, and I'll tell you, and maybe it's the climate. Maybe it's the climate, but I was not at all prepared for this new random white man to be coming in and snaking Jax.
Off rip.
I I need it.
That's a man, that's when you know you're on a different side. Because that's like an unknown. I don't care where you work.
Mm-hmm.
You don't never go behind the back. You know,
For
I
sure.
I get what you're doing, but talk to Jax first or see what's going on. I know he can't because he's trying to get to where he's trying to go. Like, hey, we lost the company. There's no reason for you to mention that because Jax
He
was right.
Yes,
Everything Jax said was gonna happen happened. He gonna be back. He was back.
for sure. But there is something sneaky about him. There is something that he's hiding. I'm very curious as to what it is. I do think he has some different relationship with the other partners. And it goes beyond just trying to get ahead. There is something under the surface here with him, which I will be having my eyes on him because don't play with Jax. And to your point, yes, everything that Jax said would happen did in fact happen. However, even in his handling with the DA or the DA future at large, whatever, even with that, there is some underhandedness going on. And I'm curious, he's won all these cases. He's doing primarily civil cases, not criminal. And so I'm wondering if some of that snake skin or snake oil has been flowing through these civil cases. I'm using my mouthpiece, not necessarily bribing, but a fine line or towing that line of bribery and maybe a little extortion or back scratching that has allowed him to be so successful. And I think that given what we know about the show, I think it'll come to a head. But I'm also a little surprised, and this may be because of all of the other things going on in Jax's life. I'm surprised that she doesn't have a bigger side eye for him. I appreciate what she said in the boardroom in regards to him needing to uh, pay his dues a little bit longer. Cool. I'm surprised that even at the lunch, she took everything at face value. I think I'm used to Jax being a little more, dare I say, analytical or a little more suspecting
Man,
of
it
people.
was that black family, man. I'm telling you, it was that black family. Nigga
It,
married a
it's
black
like,
woman. I think that's part of it.
and that did soften the blow because she was kind of on guard or maybe disinterested at first, but yeah, let's do this because office politics are office politics. So yes, you can take me to lunch. Yes, we can keep this above board, this, that, and the third. But I am hoping that Jack's intuition kicks in sooner rather than later in regards to billable Bill.
Yeah,
Cause he got some
it's
shit up
certainly
his
good.
sleeve.
Yeah, it's certainly good. There's going to be a point mid-season where Jax is keeping tabs or having
For sure.
somebody. What's her PI's name? Dan? Is it Daniel? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Um, asking him to find out some information about Bill. Now
Yeah.
that's gonna happen. It's got to because I felt the same thing you did at that lunch. Something just seems a little bit
Mm-hmm.
off. That's why I can appreciate when people just kind of have those meetings and put everything on the table.
For sure.
This
And
is
the
my intent.
partner's helping him.
Yeah, the partners are on it. That's another suspicious thing. What is it that, to your question you posed earlier, what is it that you see in him,
Mm-hmm.
or what does he have? Because we know that Bill is really good at getting what he wants. We saw that when
Mm-hmm.
he was negotiating the arrest. I know how to talk to you. I know how to see what your interests are and see how we can help each other or give you the big picture.
Yeah.
I know what you're trying to do. I know what your goals are. Let me step in the way. And that's how it is when you move up the ranks.
Yeah.
What do you want? I can either provide it for you or I can take it away.
Right.
So he's already learned that game. So he's somebody, and we just don't know. Let's talk about Ozzy.
Let's talk about Ozzy.
I'll
Oswald.
start. Oswald, which is crazy. Bang bang, gotcha. My cousins in them is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I think that's the name of the show that he played on. He's a child
Yeah.
star, and I believe when we first meet him, the family wants him to sign, or his ex slash stylist slash ex girlfriend, an NDA. And then when we get to the event that you mentioned earlier, shout out to Jackson, that green dress and that fly suit that Corey was wearing. Man, that suit was fly.
Sure.
That tux.
Shout
tux
out to
was clean.
Corey.
They both. Yeah, shout out to black folks, man.
For sure.
But always he strolls up with stylist, hand in toe.
Who
hand
to
in hand,
be a stylist was looking whack as fuck.
I mean, I think that was low key the point. Just to kind of put that through, because that Wendy.
Wendy, don't come to this Black Excellence event looking whack. And you're a stylist.
Yeah.
Don't come here looking
and that's why
and you on my
that's
arm.
why I was kind of salty at how hard Cash Doll's character was riding for, because y'all that cool.
Child.
Y'all that cool. Maybe she's got some other insight into the relationship.
Cash Doll's character is the assistant.
I know, but you riding for her very hard. Like sometimes you can sign my check and I ain't got to go out there and do all that. I ain't gonna be that performative. I feel you. But she made it seem like this is my friend. Like I really genuinely, and I'm sure she does. She spent a lot of time.
We probably do, but also if you ain't there, I can't get paid. If I can't get paid because you not paying, no, I need to know where you are.
Right. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. How old are we suspecting that Oswald is? Because we're told that Wendy is a cradle robber. Like she's significantly
years
older
than him. He's probably 24, 25, if that.
Okay, got you. And he's also on the brink of a big franchise. Big franchise film. He's an A-list actor. Young, up and coming. Life is just starting for him.
He crazy as hell, by the way.
In real life?
In the show.
Oswald.
I don't know that nigga.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I was going to ask you, like, hey, you seen him or something? Because I've never seen him. His name's Kyle Berry. But let's touch on that. What do you mean? Well, you say he's crazy. Oh, you know what? I have seen him before. Shout out to Rap Shit. He was that producer that I think that Mia was. He was one that was not. I don't want to say knocking off. That sounds a little crude or crass, should I say? But having a relationship with Mia.
Okay.
Or the producer that connected.
The producer, while they were on tour. Got it.
That's okay. He wasn't that. So I do remember. Okay. Either way.
Shout out to him. Shout out to that.
What makes you say Oswald's crazy?
You didn't see him slapping himself to get in character in episode 2?
I think I think actors are all a little bit off. I don't know if I took that as anything more than that.
Yeah. So, but aside from that, you can tell for me, when we first meet Oswald, again, his family and management brings him to Jax so we can figure out this NDA situation. For it wasn't initially clear, okay, you had a relationship with this person and you want them to sign an NDA, not disclosing the relationship before your next big break. His demeanor, you could tell that he is handled by his father.
That was for ex-girlfriend. I'm sorry, I must have misunderstood that. That wasn't for Wendy.
No, it is for Wendy, but they
got you.
said it his ex-girlfriend, because remember when the meeting is over, he says, I still haven't made my decision. meaning that the family was pushing him to be the ex, break up with her, sign an NDA, leave it here. But he had not broken up with her. He had not decided on his own that that was the route he wanted to take, because as we later learn at the gala, this is his actual girlfriend, not just somebody that he's dealing with. He is in love with her. She is not somebody off the street sliding in his DMs, like she later said. This is somebody that he wants to build with, and he does not want to take his family's advice. He wants to go public as this young black child actor turned, I don't want to say real actor, turn adult star.
Yeah, which is a
Now,
very tough transition.
which is a tough transition. We see so many Disney kids and,
Yeah,
and Nickelodeon kids and child actors in general who just do not meet the moment with grace. We'll say that. And that could be due to just various exposures and experiences that they had while in the child acting world, or navigating what it's like becoming an adult and it's not the real world, and the acting world not being what you thought it was in your adolescence. So here he is presented with this, and he shows up, acts like he doesn't know Jax, because nobody knows who this is. And so we meet Wendy. We learn that she is, in fact, on his arm, current girlfriend of a stylist, amongst other things, as she stated, you know. So he and Jax have a moment once they do finally speak, and he lets it be known that no, this is real. It's not some bullshit. And so when I need you, I'll holler at you. But for real, I don't think that this is going to be the case. And Jax calls it. She knows even then that a call is going to be made. Um, Oswald then takes it upon himself to go back to his parents' house and let them know what's what and what he's decided post this interaction with Jax. And we meet his mother. Shout out to New Vi on Bel
no,
Air.
I live. Yeah.
No, not on Viv. Vi.
No,
Will.
no, Vi. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
So shout out to her, who is playing his mother. She's also, I'm sorry I don't have her name in front of me. But she also was on Tyler Perry, not the Have and Have Nots, but one of the other shows. And she typically plays a strong motherly character. And so here she is again with that. And we see some chinks in the family armor. Ozzy lets it be known that he's not going to stand for her emasculating him the way he does their father. She is also momager, in charge, this and the third. So he basically gives his parents ass to kiss, and we cut away with mom telling him something that we don't get to see. It cuts to Ozzy at Wendy's house yelling at her on the lawn, and the two of them arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And now here is the case. It doesn't show any physical violence, but Ozzy is angry. He's upset. He's yelling in public. So I'm actually surprised when people do this, especially in this day and age, because you can pretty much guarantee that every house is going to have some sort of ring camera. And being a
Everywhere,
celebrity,
not just house.
not just house, your awareness should be up. But that also lets you know two things. One, that he's emotional as hell about whatever his mother has revealed to him about Wendy that she didn't deny, as he pointed out. And also, he's young as fuck.
Yeah,
So
and
despite being, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and he doesn't live a normal life. He hasn't had the same life experiences that a lot of us had that teach
Mm-hmm.
us those social skills and people skills, how to
Yeah.
pick up on certain things and behaviors. Everybody's been kissing his ass since he
Mm-hmm.
was 10, 9
Yeah.
years old, however long it's been. And even his parents, you said momager, and his dad, I think they both were his managers. And April
Mm-hmm.
Parker Jones is her name.
April
Shout out
Parker,
to her.
it is. Yeah.
But I think they also kind of shielded him from a lot of the
Mm-hmm.
things, and you can
Mm-hmm.
tell he's been
Coddled.
exactly he's been coddled into, and not only that, kind of programmed to see how life goes, to see how his life
Mm-hmm.
should navigate, what you
Mm-hmm.
should do, what you shouldn't do, who you should date, who you shouldn't date.
Yeah.
Um, and all of that has been by direction of not only my parents, but the people who are running my career.
For
Oh, and I'm
sure.
successful, so obviously they know something. So maybe I should listen to them. But we mentioned that transition, and it's hard. It's hard for even people when they get older than that to just
Mm-hmm.
kind of stand on their own too and become
Mm-hmm.
an adult and really say, "I'm making these decisions." You're fired. Like this is how it's going to
Yeah.
go, and that's I think that's healthy in a certain sense. I think you look at certain cases. There's a ton of parent-child management, overlooking funds.
For
You can the
sure.
list goes on and on. So I think that preserves the relationship of parent-child.
Mm-hmm.
But you pointed it out too. He is very, very emotional,
Yeah.
and who knows what it is, what happened. Not only do we see the argument, but we also see that there's some scratches on
Mm-hmm.
his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if that's from said argument or is that something that they do often. Who knows? But the real telling thing was him going down to the police station by himself. And I'm assuming that's strictly from I'm a celebrity. Like people,
Mm-hmm.
if we remember, we take real life.
Yeah.
And if you looked at any of the documentaries on OJ, um, Made in America is an incredible documentary, one of the best ones that I've probably seen. But when OJ went to the interrogation room, they were so starstruck
Mm-hmm.
that they left him go without asking him any real questions or actually pinpointing him to a place, time,
Yeah.
all of that. So I think that was part of it. And then he got caught up. Like, you ain't that famous, nigga. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you was by yourself. Like, you don't have anybody to corroborate that story.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. And he immediately said, I don't want to talk. And a lot of people don't want to do that because they don't want to have the look of being guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But in that case, I know what's going on. And I'm sure we'll talk about it, but it seems like there is something going on because at the end of episode 2, he called someone. Or was
Alex.
that in the bathroom? Alex, is that the name?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
So Alex knows what's going on. Was this a hire? Was this something that I don't know? I don't know. We don't know. That's the whole premise of Reasonable Doubt. We
Yeah.
kind of get the idea in the case, but we don't know who did it until the last episode and
Mm-hmm.
how that all looks. So I don't know, man. I was just a little bit. He a little different. Do you think he is
Crazy as
in the
hell.
same way
Yeah.
we talked about? Yeah, he's definitely that. But in the same way we talked about Bill, do you think he is going to try to finesse and I guess lie his way through this instead of being upfront? Because I feel like that happens every season. Like
I think he already has.
because and I'll say that, and I guess this shows this is great writing because he is supposed to be a good actor. When he was when Lewis was over Tony's, which we'll talk about,
Mm-hmm.
um, and Corey was over, Ozzy was over. He had this moment where he was like, "I did not kill her. I did not do this," and she said, "I believe you," and I did too.
Mm-hmm.
I did not believe that he did this. I just thought it was some random act. But now it's like, I don't know, man. He might be a little bit off.
Maybe he did not do the killing of her.
He knows about it. I felt like he didn't even know about it. Like she genuinely went or like just went on her way because I don't know. I guess if you're in a relationship and this happens often, as he said, it wouldn't be common for you to check. But I guess it would. If I was in a relationship, hmm, I guess it depends on what it was that you're talking about, which is a key factor. We don't know. Because I'm sitting here thinking, how mad would I have to be to not check on my girl if she stormed out in the middle of the night?
If
I'm
you
not just gonna have you out all night.
if you storm, well, they don't live together. So if you storm out in the middle of the night, we have an argument. Okay, I'm probably not going to talk to you. I might give you a day, maybe. Howsoever, once, and I love you, but I've not at all looked for you 2, 3 days. You've been reported missing. I've not called to see what the fuck is up. Yes, I could be anticipating you showing up with a hangover or whatever. Howsoever, you didn't go to work. Misha,
Mm-hmm.
Cash Dog's character, she says, no matter what, she's gonna show up to work. And she didn't. And that didn't trigger a red flag for you, not knowing allegedly where she is or what's wrong. That didn't say, this might be a little bit different this time. Let me follow up. Let me do my Googles. We usually share locations. Did she stop sharing? What's going on? If you truly do not have any idea as to her whereabouts or what's going on, you're doing nothing. You're not even looking for it, even though she's been reported missing. If you are my partner and I love you, you really got about, I'm gonna give you 2 days for us not to talk, not to, we ain't sent no meme. Even if we're not sitting on the phone jaw jacking all day, you ain't sent me a reel or nothing.
Yeah, make sure like I'm alive. Make sure I'm okay. I'm breathing. All of that. All of that's necessary. You can't go even after a big breakup like that or a big fight.
That part.
I got to make sure you're good. Like,
That
did
part.
you wherever you even if I'm pissed all the way off, at least let me know when you make it wherever you're going safely. We'll continue this tomorrow.
No,
But it
I'm
just
probably not.
depends.
I'm probably not doing that.
I think I would, just because I don't know if I'll be able to. I would need to have that comfort of knowing that she's at least safe. But
No,
at the
fuck
same
you.
time, we have no idea. Rachel, you ain't shit. We had no idea what was said in that conversation. It could have been something where it was "fuck you."
Correct.
You can bounce.
Correct. And consider the argument that Wendy and Ozzy have outside the house. We don't see her touch him.
She pushed him.
A push does not leave scratches that we
Right.
see.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That this happened in the house before they even stormed out.
We don't know.
Whatever it was enough to get her killed.
It was enough to get her unalived. So I'm very
Yeah.
curious as to what we see. I felt like Ozzy multiple times was trying to get himself in character, not just, well, I mean, yes, obviously the slapping yourself to practice. Yes, officer. Yes, officer, of course. This and the third. Oh, you're a trained actor, so I anticipate you being a good liar because
Yeah.
that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
You
Better to be
literally
somebody
lie
else.
for a living. So I'm very curious. I do believe that he has some knowledge, even if he is not the shooter, that he has some knowledge of Wendy's death. I don't think he knew that she would be buried by his cabin, which we learned, but I do believe that he knows something and was a party to it.
Yeah. I honestly, and I'm saying this right now as we start, it wouldn't shock me if it was one of the parents
Oh, for sure. I thought that off the rip. Or that sister.
or the sister. Yeah, the sister seems like the most unassuming person at this moment, and that's what you kind of go for. But something because she doesn't want to play ball, and they know like you are brainwashing and manipulating
Mm-hmm.
our
Mm-hmm.
son/brother, and you know what? It might just be easier to get you up out of here because he
Yeah.
obviously is love struck. He
He
is
won't
on you.
do it, so we gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it for you. And when you have that much on the line, I'm not saying obviously it's not okay, but when you have that much on the line, I guess people start thinking like that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, how do we protect the assets? And maybe that was the only way they saw it see fit. But I'm sure that's what mom was saying. Whatever it was enough to cause it. I think that would have been enough. So now,
For
why do
sure.
we have to go? Maybe she hadn't signed the NDA, and maybe there were things that
She
she
didn't.
could say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe there were things she could say about not only him but the family,
But the family,
things that
yeah.
she's seen, things that she's heard. I don't know. It's interesting. That's what's
Mm-hmm.
funny about these early episodes. You're trying to build up and see where things are headed.
For sure.
Um, Tony, Tony needs some closure, Rachel. Two
I'm sure
things.
she does. Uh-huh.
What are your thoughts on closure in general? And if you are Jax, if you are Jax and you have this $1.5 million lawsuit headed over, hanging over your head, and you're told this can go away if your husband spends one night with you, how's that going down?
You could go. If I don't have to come up off $1 million for you to go and sit and chit chat with this bitch, fucking go. Who cares? But to Jax's point, motherfucker, you better pick up that phone when I call you.
Mm-hmm.
You better let me know what's going on. The first question you asked is, what do I think about closure? I have
Now,
mixed
this is a
feelings.
little bit different version of closure too. It's not like a breakup closure. This is a mourning the loss of a child. I guess it kind of is. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Without getting too anecdotal, I think that when you do lose a child, there are conversations to be had, whether the situation is ideal or not. And being that Lewis has been a married man this entire time, the conversation, not that necessarily the conversation should look different, but the closure of it all, unfortunately, is a little different. Our dealings are done. The kind hearted thing would have been for them to, for Lewis and Tony to, I don't want to say grieve together because no, you have a fucking wife, but a conversation post hospital probably should have been had aside from the lawsuit, because we know Tony did that to hurt Lewis and Jax. We know that this is hurt people hurting people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need necessarily the money. You were stressed, but also, nigga, you were willingly fucking somebody's husband. Whatever comes with that comes with that. It's unfortunate. It's not. Is it fair? I don't know. I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that. I got some
Right,
tricky
right, right.
thoughts, but with the closure of it all, I do think that Lewis and Tony should have had some conversation prior to this moment, prior to the litigation of it all, this and the third, because we really probably could have circumvented all of this, but because Tony pursued the lawsuit and Lewis moved on with his life with his wife, who is a badass lawyer who does not make the case in the litigation any better for anybody. Like, it's just gone on and on and on, and we do need to close this up. I feel, Jax, if this is what it's going to take for us to close this chapter in our lives, then by all means, let's just do it and be done. I don't like it. Howsoever, let's nip this shit in the bud. Closure in general, I'm torn. I think if you're done, you can just be done. I'm not gonna say I'm a ghoster,
Mm. I don't.
but I never have to talk to you again.
Yeah, you know what? And I don't know. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but
Mhm.
the idea of ghosting, I believe, is a little bit overblown, in my opinion.
Mhm.
I think that if there's a real established, for example, if Rachel just never answered my calls or texts, that's different. That's a complete. There's a relationship established. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There's something there. But if it's somebody you just met, y'all don't even really know any significant information about each other. Maybe going out once or twice. All right, somebody stop talking to you. They stop talking to you, man. Because like I can never be one of those people that's calling somebody 20 times back to back because they got ghosted. Like it's over. Let's let it go.
Yeah.
Is it mature? Not necessarily, but is it required? Do I owe somebody that I've known like on for a total of 4 hours?
An explanation? No.
Yeah, like I
It
don't
just
think so.
is what it is. But
Yeah,
again,
it is
they
what it
shared
is.
a child and an affair. But I'm staying with my wife, and our baby is dead. we want to talk about. What do you
Yeah.
want to talk about? But I did feel Tony. Come help me take this fucking nursery down. I'm not mad at that. To be
Yeah.
honest, side eye, you have to spend one night here because why do I have to stay the night? I could have just done this in a couple hours and
Or
been
we could have done this on a Saturday morning. Like this doesn't have to be a nighttime activity.
for sure. Like, so that is the side eye of it all. And as we did see, Tony did make a move, but I don't, part of me, I'm torn. Part of me believes that she don't even want Lewis. It just is the emotion of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
you
what I
are the
thought.
person who I share this with. 75% of me believes that.
Yeah.
I'm just emotional and do something to make me feel good. You're also in this boat. But that other 25, bitch, you still want my man?
uh, I'm gonna go 90-10. I'm going
Okay.
90-10. I think it was
Okay.
some monsters ball, like make me feel good type of moment, like just the emotion
Mhm.
of what's going on in life, like you said. I don't think that's something that was on her mind until just being caught up in it. That's is that, and I think some satisfaction of knowing that
You can still fuck.
I can, yeah, I can still fuck. I can fuck Jax's husband. While y'all talking all that shit, looking like this united front at these meetings. I'm
Mhm.
back here. I got you back.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's I definitely didn't put it on her as I would have last
I
season.
might go 80-20. I ain't going 90-10.
Okay, that's fair.
I
I think
can't
that's
do
fair.
it.
That's probably the correct answer.
Yeah. So there's that of it all because again, Tony is still being antagonistic also towards Jax and Lewis. When we see Tony, when she runs into them out on a date, Tony says, "They killed my baby."
Yeah, man, you gotta chill. Don't be saying that shit in public,
But
and
then
it
when
ain't true.
you're a victim, stop playing with me. And so
Yeah.
again, I know that I wrote down Lewis as being a little bit too sympathetic for my liking as the wife. But I understand he did also lose a child. Like it may be, and here's the other part, which is tricky because you're in a relationship, because you're married, in covenant with Jax. Yes, you were devastated at the hospital at the loss of said child, but maybe just maybe you really couldn't grieve the way that you wanted to because there is also a level of relief that you don't have to share this with your children and extended family. um the horror of what you are recently experiencing, but two, I'm not paying child support. I can, for the most part, other than this emotional damage, which I'm not saying is insignificant, but my life can get back to being fucking good. I don't have to deal with anything else. Me and my wife are finally in a good place where we're fucking again. My kids are good as far as I can tell, because something is going on with that daughter. But
Mhm.
I'm good. I can finally breathe. My job is going good. We did see that he met a fellow gamer. Uh that's going to be tricky too because why introduce us to this person? So we'll see who he is and what he has coming on this new coder. But I get why they needed it, but I understand why they didn't have
And you said that so much better than I could have,
it.
because I would have just got straight to it and just been very direct. But you're 100% right. There is some relief there from Jax,
Yeah.
and hmm, there's an audience who says good for her,
Hmm.
like in the sense of I shouldn't be responsible for taking on this emotional weight.
Alone.
Not only just alone, but like this is yours. I obviously you're my husband, and my heart breaks for you.
Hmm.
As fucked up as this situation was that you put us in. My heart breaks for you. I know you're mourning, which is why I'm even okay with you going over there, laying down these rules.
I'm trying to be cool.
I'm really trying to be cool, and I got to give credit to Jax for that because that's much easier said than done. Whether it's man, woman, man, however the case
Sure.
is, you know, to forgive someone for stepping out, and not just stepping out, but in probably the most devastating fashion.
Let me tell you, I ain't never been a wife, but I have had a nigga have a baby on me, and that is gut wrenching pain.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Ah! My God, that shit fucking hurts.
That's just a lot.
I can't
That's just
even
a lot,
imagine
man.
as a wife and mother with these other children that we have to explain it to and this, that, and the third. Like, but I wouldn't wish
Yeah,
that shit on my worst enemy.
and you said
I
it
have wished
perfectly.
things.
You said it perfectly. Like I don't have to tell my kids now that they have
Mm-hmm.
um, a new sibling
Mm-hmm.
and go through all of that. And now they
Mm-hmm.
resent dad, and it's going to
Yeah,
be a big thing. That can really mess up a whole family dynamic, and it takes years to get to a good place with that. And
for
sometimes you
sure.
see those older siblings want nothing to do with that youngest sibling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a coin flip whether or not it happens or not.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, Jax is. I think she handled it very well, very mature,
Mm-hmm.
very open and honest about it. And I enjoy their communication. I enjoy the fact that while you were going, all of this happened, and Corey was here. He was
Mm-hmm.
in the hallway, but I'm not trying to hide anything. We're past that, so you can actually see the growth in them. I'm surprised we did not get any. What?
Are we sure we're not hiding things?
Like as far as the head, like the shoulder on the head, the
Jax
head on the shoulder.
when she woke up, she was still outside on the floor on Corey's shoulder. You made sure the bedroom door was locked, okay, but you wasn't in there. You was outside with Corey.
Okay, yeah, you're right, but I didn't look at that as anything going on. I think there's a little bit of sadness as this nigga ain't picking up the phone. He's not adhering to the guidelines that we laid out.
It
But
doesn't matter.
I don't. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But what is that gonna do? Like, and go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Me making sure our door is locked too alludes to the fact that I was in this room alone with the door locked, safe, not out here, out in the open, head on shoulder, watching this nigga sleep, seeking some sort of emotional comfort, because that's what it is. That's what is a head on the shoulder from this other
Yeah.
man that I am also sexually attracted to, mentally, physically attracted to, that you may or may not have been about to fight a couple years ago.
Yeah, which he even referenced. Corey even referenced, like, I'm scared to. I don't want to go in. I
I
don't want
want
to
to
get
come
beat
in.
up.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's some secrets. They both left some things out. Omission. He
You
didn't
know what?
tell her that Tony tried it for the most part.
He did. I feel like he did. She still wanted. He told her she still wanted him.
She still, yeah, but
Nothing happened. It's not like they shared a kiss or even got close to it. It was more so like there was something to be known that I knew she still wanted it.
okay.
Something happened to where I knew she still wanted it. Excuse me. So I didn't see no harm, no foul. And what the fuck Lewis got to say if she got her head on the shoulder, bro? You just spent the night at a whole woman's house because you were having an affair with her.
Yeah, he didn't spend the night in the bed with her.
Yeah,
He was in that nursery by himself, as far as we know.
No, fell asleep in the hallway. It's all good. It's innocent. Some things just better left, just kind of too much drama, man. Just skip a night of drama for once. But you're right.
In the words of Little Black Book, omission is an ultimate betrayal because I'm leaving shit out that can be used against me later.
If they were the upfront, honest couple from day one when we met them, then I probably feel different. But
that's their problem.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Too much has gone unsaid.
Yeah, man. It's got to be. Yeah, man. Because I ain't gonna hold you, man. I know I was going all night doing what I got to do, but nigga, you hanging out with Morris Chestnut all night, nigga? Hell nah. You got me fucked up. Your head was on Morris Chestnut's shoulder? Nah, bro. Stop playing with me.
No, I'm laying on Corey Cash's shoulder.
I know, but still, you know what I'm saying? Corey Cash, the nigga who looked like Morris Chestnut, like nigga, no.
And Corey Cash is the type of niggas I like. So get your ass home.
Yeah, I'm a very confident man, but that's gonna hold on, man. I got some questions. I got some questions.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. Lastly, and one thing I do want to just say, I am glad that Lewis had his opportunity to kind of let it out more.
For
And
sure.
he mentioned it. I know what that's like to not even know you need something until it's happening.
For sure. For
You
sure.
know, no matter what it is, whether it's a good cry, whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
conversation, whether it's a scream, like sometimes you just need to release, and he was able to do that. And I'm glad that, because in the grand scheme of things, with all the drama attached, there still was a tragedy of a child lost.
For sure.
And it got lost in, you know, that sentiment got lost in all of this these other emotions. So I'm glad he did have that moment, and there was a closure that Tony was seeking.
Yeah.
And hopefully that's the end of it. And you know, no more Tony, no more cheating. I don't know.
It might not be no more cheating, but I don't think that's the last we see of Tony.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe there's another
Especially given
husband
the
on the.
preview for the rest of the season and knowing that
I didn't even
the
see the
daughter
preview for
finds.
the rest of the season.
Oh, okay.
Nah, go ahead. We'll talk about it. But real quick before we do, only other thing we really need to mention is Jack's dad shows up after he was mentioned. I think she had a conversation with Ozzy in episode 1.
Yeah.
Or 2. I can't remember which one it was, but they had a conversation about her dad. And here he is at the doorstep, and Lewis greets him with some animosity. Like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
So it's well known that he is somebody that has been shunned from the family.
He was on drugs.
Here he is. Yeah, he's on drugs. So we'll see what that's about and how that affects Jack. And I'm sure that if there is some emotional distress, that Bill is going to take advantage of it at work. And so we can see how that spilled over into Jackson's work when she had her stuff going on with Lewis and everything else. So, yeah, do we miss anything? Anything else that we want to discuss before we get out? I know I do want to hear more about the preview, though, for the season. What did we find out?
Well, just in the preview, the daughter, she finds Jaden's onesie, the Jalen Hurts baby jersey. And mind you, we know that this, and she said something to the effect of my best friend's mom. So she's been to that house. You've probably seen that jersey, been in that nursery, this, that, and the third. Know that your best friend's mother lost his child. The only reason for you to have this would be for you to be the father. So we do know that the daughter discovers this. So I don't think it's the last we see of Tony, because the kids who are best-ish friends, as far as we know, are going to have to reconcile all of this.
Now she about to start acting like Molly.
Child.
Molly found out her dad did some shit 20-something years ago.
Yeah, but I'm a teenager.
I know, right?
And my best friend's mother, somebody that we see every day ish, go to my school. You fucking mamas, come on now. I fucking hate Molly, but I'm not gonna give her Molly only because she is still a child.
Yeah, she is. She's a kid. All right. Any other thoughts on these first 2 episodes before we get out of here?
Very solid season 3 premiere. I'm excited to see what this season is going to look like. And remember, in order to prove a case or to win a case, you have to prove guilt with beyond a shadow of a reasonable doubt. So I'm excited to see what we have going on.
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
What you can prove, for sure.
Always remember that. All right, y'all. We appreciate you for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, be a part of the conversation. Give us your thoughts on Ozzy, who did it, what's going on with Jax and Lewis. Is this going to be the end of it? As far as is it all marital bliss from here on out?
No.
The whole night. Just give us your thoughts on it. We will see y'all next week, probably on Monday night, Tuesday morning, because there is a little bit of a schedule change next week. But after that, you can always expect this on Saturday afternoons. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Peace out. Court adjourned. I rest my case.
We out, y'all. Peace.